Hi, this is Dr. Melissa. This week we are talking about how your why points to the future. Your why, if you've been with me here as we've talked about this before, you know is more than your passion. It's more than your purpose. It is why you are here in this very moment, at this point in time, with the people that you're with. It is the truth of who you are. And it is amazing to know that it is pointing towards your future, because when you align with that why and you create such crystal clarity about where you're going, your what you do may change over time based on your interests, based on your availability, based on your physical abilities, based on a lot of things. But when you're aligned with your why moving into your future, you know that you will live a life well lived, on purpose, full of meaning, and resulting in fulfillment, which is what we all want. When you are looking to your why to point to your future, and you are unclear at all about whether you're living your life on purpose, whether you're living your why now, if you're unclear about what your why is, you want to start by looking to the past. And this is not one of those scenarios where, when you look to the past, you tend to have guilt and regret about things done or not done. When you look to the future, you tend to have worry or anxieties about things that may or may not happen. And we talk about living in the present moment. This is just a data collection, information gathering phase to look to the past to see what kind of scenarios have come up over and over again in your life. Maybe you're someone who has always stood up for the little guy, the person being picked on, whether they were disabled or had other health challenges or were unpopular. Maybe you're someone who is always taken a stand for the shy people who are afraid to use their own voice. Maybe you're someone who's always befriended the people who are kind of on the outside looking in. Maybe you are someone who has always had an intense and deep love for animals and has cared for them deeply over your entire lifetime. Maybe you're someone who's always been completely lit up and tickled by children playing. I'll tell you, that's one of my personal favorites. I love watching children play when they're not being little adults, when they're not being serious, they're just playing. When you look to your past and you see the kind of things that have shaped you and molded you to where you are now, those are very predictive of your future. If you're someone who has stood up for the little guy in the past, you're someone who's going to continue to stand up for the little guy in the future. If you're someone who's felt very passionate about racial equality in the past, you will continue to be someone who feels very passionate about racial equality or human justice issues in general in the future, right? If you're someone who has had a huge fondness or deep love for animals, you will continue to be someone who has a deep love for animals, even though the way they are in your life may change. And so looking at the past is not only predictive, it's almost like a crystal ball. It's not only predictive of the future, but it gives us so much information about ourselves that will help us get clear on how to create clarity and prioritize moving into the future, which we'll talk about later this week. I invite you to join us, if you're not there already, in the Abundanteers, our Facebook group of amazing people who are talking about this sort of thing and more. And I invite you to join us today. We are diving into this topic in depth tomorrow on the live show, and I know you'll want to be there. Can't wait to see you.